Hey there, toy collector friends and fans of horror films and horror merchandise alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the time traveling toy collector, and this is the Hero Collector horror movie figurine portraying the nun, in particular Valak, the demonic presence that takes the form of a demonic nun, as appearing in the film The Nun, which is part of the Conjuring universe. So if you're a fan or you're familiar with horror films, you're very probably familiar with oh, that's peculiar. It's jumping about as if it's possessed. It can't be, can it? Can it? No. So this is that figurine of the nun, and apart from the fact it's really quite creepy and eerie to look at, it is actually a very, very nice and very solid figure. Like most of the Eaglemoss and Hero Collector figurines, it is a resin piece, but it's really, really nicely done. It's very, very well sculpted. The hands, the posing of it is very, very good, and the face sculpt is very, very good. So let's get into that face sculpt. You can see there it's quite nasty. Again, it's hand painted, so some of the paintwork may arguably be not quite so spectacular, especially if you're someone that's collected action figures, because there is a horror range of action figures as well, where the nun, the Valak nun figure is available. I think with interchangeable heads actually, but I might be making that bit up. But as a resin cast, I'll go to the back just because there's less to see. So they've got the back of the nun's uniform there, and it all hangs really well actually. I think the presentation of the nun's gear hanging down there does have a real sense that you are looking at quite the vibrant, quite the flowing sort of habit that a nun would wear. There's the rear detailing of the left hand there, but as you can see, other than that, there's not too much to be looking at on the rear. So most of the action is taking place on the front here, and again, depending on how you want to hold it or where you want to look at it from, it does have quite a very eerie feel to it. And I again, from a distance, I really like it. I personally would keep this in its packaging, not least because I think she's kind of creepy, but I think they do a really good job, because it could be quite quite corny, but I think it's rather nicely understated. So you see there that the robe is tied. If you didn't see the colouring of the hands and the face, you would probably just go, oh yeah, it's a little nun figure. Let's get, if we can see into the hands there are a sort of grey colour that matches the face. There's not too much in terms of additional surface detailing on the hands, but they are, they are matching the face there, a bit clawed and claw-esque. As I say, it runs all the way down to the ground, or to the base that we get. At the bottom we have the nun. There's the logo of the film, Valak, which is the name of the demon, and all the other essential things that do tell you this is a licensed product. How lovely and adorable. But yeah, I think it's a really, really cool piece, and makes for some really cool pictures. Although again, horror, whilst I really, really enjoy horror films, horror figures have not to date been something I'm particularly keen on or a fan of. But I do like these. These were purchased. There's this and a few others in the range, and we'll take a look at those in the fullness of time. But just so that really to let you fellow collectors out there know that these do exist, because to be honest, I've had a look around and I couldn't see much in the way of anyone talking about these, so I don't know whether they've kind of gone under the radar. They were towards the back end of the Eaglemoss figure supremacy, so I do wonder if they didn't sell particularly well, and that may have been a feature when it came to, or a factor perhaps, when it came to the ultimate end game of Eaglemoss, perhaps. But I think it's both this and the other ones that I've been sort of gifted to talk about. They do look really good. You know, they do have a quality and a weight to them that makes them no less displayable than other figures. A little quick look at the packaging. The front is an open window with the plastic packaging goes in to make sure the figure is sturdy. And we can see here there's the logo, and there is the I think that's actually an extract from the movie poster for the Nun. So you can get a real sense, and there you go. Yeah, figures inspired by the whole range is inspired by horror movies. A little bit of info regarding the actual history of the creature itself, and I think there's another film poster there, and the other things in the range: Pennywise, the Crooked Man from Conjuring 2, different version of Pennywise, and Annabelle. So you can see that the Conjuring universe is coming out quite well in terms of the figurines that are being manufactured for that. As I say, the front, you can sort of see through it, which is, again, quite disconcerting because there's the nun staring at you. Just has the nun's face on the front, giving us Penguin vibes, if you're a Batman fan. Conjuring universe, Hero Collector logo, and the Nun, Valak, 1/16 scale figurine. So the packaging doesn't hold too much other than that for us, and indeed there's no magazine, so there's no additional booklet or anything for us to read. It's purely the packaging and the figurine. So let's come in close for a final sweep of the figurine. Let's pop down there and indeed pop back up again. I think, again, as I say, from a distance and displayed with perhaps some appropriate lighting, the whole collection could look very creepy. So if that's your bag, then these are figures I would recommend you absolutely have to get your hands on. They, if nothing else, they're a very good talking point, and they are something that would creep people of a certain disposition now, if that was something you were, inclined to do. And, sometimes people are, for a giggle. But again, seriously, from a collection point of view, they are overly, so far, this one is well produced. It's a cast in the same way as other figurine collections that we know that Hero Collector are famed for. It's in a semi-dynamic pose, which holds and you can light if you so wished, as I mentioned, and would stand up to some scrutiny. Again, it's probably one of those that's better from a distance, in so much as the facial sculpt. One of my key issues with these figurines is the facial sculpt element isn't all that, in my personal experience, but it is what it is, and if you like that kind of thing, then this is for you. So I'll just give it a little twirl around there again a bit more. I know that whatever forces are at work keep making her blur on the camera. I'd like to say that's me being clever and doing some sort of illusion. It's not. So take from that what you want. I'm about to get the place blessed the minute I finish looking at this figure. It's quite disconcerting. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with that lingering look at the Nun. Do you think the Nun deserves a slot on your shelf? Well, that's really up to you and whether this genre is for you. But hopefully this look at it has given you an opportunity to go yay or nay. So I'd appreciate it if you could slam the like button, just to make me feel better about myself, particularly as I'm feeling quite anxious given how many times the camera's flickered looking at this figure. Whilst you're doing that, why not subscribe to the channel? There'll be more figurines and toys and collectibles coming along very, very soon. Yeah, thank you for sticking around for the last 10 or 11 minutes. All that remains is for me to say to you, thank you for being an excellent audience. I've been the Time Travelling Toy Collector. This has been Valak, the Nun, the demonic nun, featured in the film of the same name as part of the Conjuring universe and rendered here by Hero Collector Figurines. I very much look forward to seeing you in a future video. In the meantime, just remember that a thing of beauty is a joy and a toy forever. Bye-bye for now.